Yeah, okay, today, quite simply, someone wants a reunion, a reconciliation with you, okay? I'm not sure how you feel about this. The confused cards come out. Do you want it? Do you not want it? But what I'm hearing today is they need your forgiveness, okay? They want to come in. I'm hearing they want to message you, but it's almost like they need your forgiveness. And I feel they're picking up on your energy because you feel confused about this, okay? I feel they feel very guilty. They completely argued with you about something. There was a big row, okay? And they regret saying something to you. I feel it was probably one of the last conversations you had. Come here, baby. Oh, excuse me. It's Penny. I feel it was one of the last conversations that you actually had with them, okay? But I just feel it was like a big row, something that you argued about. So let's have a look. I think Penny wants to join us today. Just while I'm shuffling now, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you would like a reading, just click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box, okay? And I've also got a $1 special reading on there. Go check that out as well. And main thing as ever, I hope you're well. I hope you're okay. And you're looking after yourself, okay? I feel for quite a while... Come on, boo-boo. I feel for quite a while that you put a sticking plaster on this relationship, okay? You were the one that was holding it together. You were the one that was holding the fort, as we say here in the UK. So let's just have a look. I've just pulled 2 cards and half of Penny's cat fur. Ragdolls. God, if you love ragdolls, you've got to love cat fur. Okay. Wow, yes, this is interesting. I've got the 10 of Swords in the past, so you were totally stabbed in the back. Yeah, this is why they need your forgiveness, or they need to know that you'll even moderately forgive them, okay? Because they really did. The 10 of Swords, it's horrible energy. It is total betrayal. You felt defeated. They would have left you anxious, just absolutely worn out, okay? And you know, I feel because you were holding it together, that whatever this argument was, it was the final nail, as they say, in the coffin, okay? It was just, you were like, you know what, I'm done with this crap. Oh dear me. It's they left you at rock bottom, okay? They left you at rock bottom. Now, interestingly, the card that's come out after it in your energy is the 9 of Pentacles. And that's why I feel you're confused, because you have started to see your own value. You're getting your independence back. You're quite like being on your own or calling the shots. So by that, I mean you might be going on dates, or you might be chatting to other people, but you're in charge. It's like you've put yourself back on that pedestal. You're the star now of your movie, okay? And I just feel that it's taken you a while to come from this 10 of Swords to get to the 9 of Pentacles. You've put a lot of hard work in, okay? And I'm really, really proud of you, by the way. I'm really proud of you. Because to go from that 10 to the 9 of Pence that takes some hard work. And when you've been left exhausted, betrayed, somebody could have cheated on you, just total betrayal. Like you're just left sat there thinking, what the hell just happened here, okay? So I can see why you're confused now, okay? Because you've kind of made your own safe space. The 9 of Pentacles for me is about you having your own place. It's safe. You don't need anybody else now to help you out. I feel you would like possibly eventually somebody else in your life, but it's going to be on your terms. All right, so I can see now why they feel guilty, your ex, and I can see why they need your forgiveness. Now also, they probably know, people do find out, even if you're blocked everywhere, And I always say it, years before mobiles and we just had the phone box at the bottom of the road, we knew what was going on, okay? They know you're doing okay now. They know that you are getting your life back on track. You could be starting to travel, I'm hearing. Just, you're pouring all that love back into yourself. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Actually, let's get this little deck out. Let's see what's going on in their environment. But like I say, 3 union cards here, so that's what they're hoping for. Right, they are disassociating from where they are. So then, in a nutshell, they're not very happy, but they've been laughing through the pain. So what they're showing to the outside world is, I'm all right, Jack. I'm fine. I've got this. I'm happy. I don't miss you, etc., etc. But they're in a fantasy world, okay? Because what's really happening is they're feeling very empty. Okay, they feel very lonely without you. I hear them having conversations with you, okay, in their head. They feel very lonely without you. They regret going to a certain area. I'm hearing the word town, state, maybe. They regret moving to a certain place. They didn't see the red flags. Okay, the red flags are in their environment. Somebody looks like that someone's given them some false hope as well. Okay, I feel that your ex, okay, I would say personality disorder, but I feel that they do bounce from being very high to almost very low. Okay, so they're very good at hiding stuff. I feel they're very good at pretending to other people that they're okay, but they're actually quite a deep person. But you know, they left you in the Ten of Swords, and is there any coming back from that? You know, is that what you want? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure today that you do, to be honest, but let's keep going. Okay, they are also in the Ten of Wands energy, so they've bitten off more than they can chew. Other people are dumping their problems on them. Like I say, they didn't see the false flags, they didn't see the red flags. They just went bowling in, almost like when they were on a high. And I'm going to say this again. There's a personality where they do jump from almost mania to depression. Okay, so I feel when they were on one of their I can rule the world kind of things, that they made this decision, argued with you, and yet I feel it was you that regulated them today. I feel that you played a part in regulating them, and they fell out with the best person they ever had. I don't feel they're toxic, as in narcissistic. I feel that they have issues with emotional control or processing emotions, and I feel that they feel very guilty for lashing out at you because you were the person that kept them on an even keel. Okay, I hope this is making sense to someone today. But they're very burdened at the moment. They are struggling in that Ten of Wands. They're feeling quite restricted. They've got a lot of problems. And it is related to a move they made. Okay, your ex could be a fire sign or a Cancerian. Okay, they do have a tendency to have their head turned by social status. They like the finer things in life, okay, but somebody turned your ex's head and maybe offered them, or they thought a move. It's definitely a move here because I've got the Chariot again. So they're just feeling very stuck at the moment. They are spinning their wheels. I do think they've got a complex personality. They are very deep, especially if they're Cancerian, if they're Cancerian energy. They are very, very deep. But they can come across, if they're not in a good energy, as quite spiteful and emotionally quite manipulative, okay? And they do just tend to ghost if they're not dealing with stuff. They do feel powerless at the moment. They haven't got any direction, and I'm going to say it again. I feel that when they're in a good energy, they think they can achieve all sorts, which is brilliant. But then they do crash down, and I feel they're in that lower energy now, where they're just not coping very well, okay? And they've realised that they only coped, really. And I feel they only ever achieved what they achieved, not because they weren't good at what they did. They're good at what they do, but they need stability, and you were the person that stabilised them, okay? So they're in a bit of a pickle. They want to walk away with the Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. That's what you don't know, that they want to leave it. And I do feel that they'd never go back to that situation. For me, the Eight of Cups is a card where when somebody walks away, they're done, okay? That they're absolutely done with it. So they want to walk away, but you know, the Chariot's in the reverse, so they're just spinning their wheels, and they're almost paralysed by fear now. They don't know what to do. Is there anybody else in their environment, please, who's playing a part in this? Yes, there is. There's somebody there connected into who could be an earth sign, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This person's a bit of a, what is it you say, a bit of a Debbie Downer. They haven't got a very good energy. And I'd feel that your person believed them and trailed behind them on some false promises, okay? But the person your ex is connected into, I feel, is just spiritually a little bit empty, and full of false promises, okay? I can definitely see with this card and that Chariot that there are some financial issues as well, and possibly some health issues. But if there are health issues, I feel it's probably your ex's health, with anxiety, exhaustion, burnt out. I'm hearing the words burnt out, okay? They've flown too close to the sun. Do you remember that story? Was it begins with an I. Leave it in the comments. Is it ICH, Icarus or something? I probably got that totally wrong, but I'm sure it was that. And you know, they say you fly too close to the sun. It's almost like when they were on a high, right? They thought they were going to reinvent something, but now, in the cold light of day, I just heard, in the cold light of day, all right? But they have got this other energy around them, someone who is, like I say, quite a miserable person. Somebody could have spent all their money, you know, that kind of energy. Yeah, they're exhausted. Your ex is also coming out as the Ace of Wands, but in the reverse. They're just worn out. They do have some amazing ideas, but they don't always finish them, do they? So if this is your reading and you're still with me, it probably is. They are in a low energy now. They're burnt out, okay? Ace of Wands in reverse. They're just burnt out. They feel like they wasted a chance they had with you, okay? And sometimes I think, do you know what I think they'd like to say to you? What I'm hearing is, I'm sorry about the argument, but now I realised that you kept me steady, even though I moaned about wanting change, okay? I've just heard that. I hope it makes sense to somebody. I'm just going to have a little look at this deck, and I'm going to see what they're going to do. I'll get my other tarot deck out. Yeah, they get very defensive and avoidant, don't they, when you tell them that their latest idea is possibly not a good idea. They need structure. They need that structure from you, okay? But the moment you try to bring structure in, they became very defensive, avoidant, okay? Because they got it into their head that they could do whatever they've done. But it's not worked out, okay? And they're grieving now. They're grieving you. You know, they're grieving you. They feel absolutely lost without you. You know, totally lost. Totally lost. Let's see, best possible outcome today, please. Are they going to do anything? Okay, right. I'm going to read these in order. Right, they're very lonely at the moment. They're doing a lot of soul searching. 8 of Cups again. They are going to walk away from the situation they've got themselves in, okay? It's going to be an uphill battle for them. They're going to be swimming against the tide to get out of whatever they've got themselves into. There's 2 sides to this story. There's that earth sign energy that's got some involvement. But they are going to walk away from it, okay? I don't feel they'll contact you straight away, because then they're going into the 9 of Swords, because they're carrying such a lot of guilt and such a lot of shame about what they did, all right? You're keeping them awake at night. You're living rent-free in their head. But they're going to pull themselves together. Knight of Cups, they're going to come back in, okay? And I feel what they're going to do is when they've walked away, they've got themselves out of this mess they've got themselves into. I feel once they've got out of that, they're going to spend time on their own. And yeah, they've got anxiety. They could have an anxiety disorder, your ex. But they're going to take time to really process what's happened, okay? And they're going to come forward, all right? They're going to face you. They're going to face the challenges, because I feel they're going to get to a point where you're in their head so much and they're losing sleep over it, and they feel so lonely. They're just going to think, you know what, I'm going for it, okay? So there you go. Definitely that's what they want. You do what suits you, okay? You've worked hard to get into this 9 of Pentacles energy from the 10. Yeah. You know, if that's a what to do card, bottom of the deck, for me, go out, socialise, meet friends, have a good time. Don't take anything too seriously except for your own well-being. In fact, take your own well-being so seriously that you haven't got time to worry about what anyone else is doing, okay? Make the next 3 months to 4 months till the summer pouring every ounce of love you poured into this into yourself, okay? Just pour it all into you. Yeah, because you struggled. You struggled in this relationship. It was like pushing a lorry, or a, what do you call them in America? I don't know, wagons, I'm not sure. You know, a truck, that's the word, truck. Pushing a truck uphill. You know, pushing a truck uphill all the time. It was exhausting for you. And you poured everything into this person. You made them comfortable, you loved them. You encouraged them with some of their ideas. You helped them grow, whatever it was. Maybe you grew a business, maybe career, but you helped them, okay? And you took a lot of pressure off them. You're the kindest soul. The kindest soul. You took so much pressure off them because you knew mentally at times they couldn't cope, okay? And then they left you in the 10 of Swords. So focus on yourself, okay? Have fun. Go on dates, socialise, meet different people, take up different hobbies, and make sure every single day you tell yourself just how wonderful you are. Because I'm very proud of you. And I'll say it one more time. To go from that energy to the energy you're in now or going into, okay? Well done. Keep going. I love you, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.